Hello and welcome back to Improvement Roulette. I think today is day 6 of our little adventure here. Our chance to really share improvement tools with you that are really easy that you can start to implement hopefully ASAP so that you can adjust to this new normal that we're moving into. My name's Amanda Zimmerman and I've been doing Lean Six Sigma for about the last 10 years, helping organizations all over the world make their processes better, safer, faster, and more efficient. So I'm now bringing some of those tools to you. Now today the topic that we chose at random was point of use storage. Now this one's a really interesting one and one that I think if I was new to Lean Six Sigma, I would be like, oh, this is scary. What is this? Why is there this big word, this fancy language around this? It simply means all the things that you need for your work are at your workstation. Right? That you have storage at your workstation for all the things that you need to do your job. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about our workstations. Now, our workstations are here so that we can provide some kind of value to our customers. What we want the workstation to enable is the person to be able to provide that value to that customer as quickly and easily as possible. So one mistake that I see when people start to design their workstations or start to take on a project where they clean up and organize their workstations is they really focus on what's already there, what's already at the workstation. They don't focus on what's actually needed to complete the job. So one thing I'd like to kind of get your headspace around and to get you to kind of flip that switch in your head on is let's look at just the things that you need to do the job. Those are the tools and the resources that you need in your workstation. Those are the things that you need storage for in your workstation that you can access easily and quickly to provide that value to your customer. Now, I suspect there are things in that workstation currently that don't provide that value. So we want to reduce or eliminate those. Now we said that we're going to give an example of a florist, and you may have noticed I have some beautiful flowers here. I actually went to the florist today. I usually get a bundle every week for COVID to try to keep me upbeat and positive. But today I went to a different florist and I actually spent a little bit more, but not much. And I'm just absolutely super happy about the beautiful flowers that I'll keep the whole week kind of in a positive light. But it was cool to go and see some of the florists, the one that I usually use, and this one that I stopped by today, and see some of their workstations, see how they're doing their work. Now, in a florist, it's very easy, it's very normal to have this workstation. You'll generally have maybe some buckets of the different items that you need to create the arrangement. You'll also have those flowers. So those are things that are going to be moving in and out of those workstations, which just pushes that conversation of how important it is to have flexible workstations to make it easy to adjust and adapt to the changes that you have. Maybe today you're doing a different arrangement than you normally do. Now, the other thing during COVID that we saw is a lot of people had to take maybe their businesses into their homes, right? So maybe moving this into your garage. So having that flexible workspace becomes even a larger demand. It's not just flexible within your shop. It might be flexible within moving between your shop and your home depending on COVID restrictions. Now, with the florist, you can see really easily in their area some of the things that they need every day. So they need shears to be able to cut the twine, to be able to cut the flowers. They need the paper to be able to wrap the flowers, right? So you'll see most workstations have those, but it's definitely an area that's really easy for us to start adding more things to. The question, as I said, that I'm always going to focus on is what do you need to add that value to your customer? So what are the main essential things that you need to complete that floral arrangement? And those should really be the only thing at that workstation. Now we can do activities, and I have in my business transformation basics on 5S where we do some activities to see objectively what belongs and what doesn't belong, how frequently we use things and how frequently we don't use things. Now the thing that I want us to make sure that we avoid as well is searching. So if you have times where you're spending 20 or 30 minutes searching for an item, or you have to run and get something every time you put together, let's say, your floral arrangement, we want to make sure that we move that item closer to your workstation, right? So that's something else that's a red flag that you can look for what you need to add to your workstation. So that's a little bit about point of use storage. It sounds big and scary, but really it's just having the things that you need at your work, at your workstation every single day. That applies to virtual workspaces as well. So rather than looking at your desktop and saying, what do I need to delete? Maybe ask, what do you really need there to complete the work that you do? What's necessary, what's required, and everything else, get rid of. That defines that for you. So let's go ahead and choose for tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to be looking at a tour guide. This is a fun one because I'm super into travel, maybe not the last year, but usually. And we're going to talk about using a SWOT analysis. So SWOT, SWOT analysis with a tour guiding company. So I know as COVID allows us to start reopening, as kind of this new normal happens, we are going to have to better understand some of those threats and weaknesses to each of our businesses. So we'll talk about doing a SWOT analysis with a tour guiding company, which is really a company that's definitely super impacted by COVID, but hopefully is starting to recover. Now I also have to fill in for the day my green mark. I have to say I am surprised that I am still at green all along. I expect to have a red here at some point, but still green. So still doing good here. So we will see you then tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. I hope this lesson helps you get a little bit better each and every day so that you don't have to work so hard.